Hello and welcome to Yes, You Are Brave. This is a podcast where we're going to set off on a journey together to find and build our brave, where we explore all the ways that you have been brave and all the ways that you can be brave again. Because even though we may have forgotten or we may have fallen out of practice, we're all brave. And I'm on a mission to prove it and help you believe that yes, you are brave. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Yes, You Are Brave. I'm Pawnee, I'm your host. So glad that you are here today. Let's talk brave. You know, I've been thinking about this episode for a while, and I have been trying to come up with the perfect thing to say and be all inspiring and all of those things. But if I'm being honest, this week has been kind of difficult. It's been one of those heavy weeks where it's just hard to do pretty much anything. And there are a couple reasons that the week has been really heavy. One of them being that I'm still getting better. I was sick last week, and it has taken kind of a lot to get better. And that has always puts a damper on things when you're not sleeping well, you don't feel good, everything seems bigger and harder and all of that. Another reason is I found out a good friend of mine passed away, and that has just been heavy and a lot to process. And so because of kind of the combination of these things, like I said, I really wanted to come on and to be really inspiring and to tell you all these things that you can do and tell you all of the amazing things that you are and that you can be and that you can do. And I've started a couple of times this episode, like this is probably the fourth time that I've started. But I thought maybe today we just be a little bit real in the fact that sometimes life gets heavy. And there's a million reasons that life gets heavy. And you know all too well the reasons that life gets heavy and how your life is heavy at the moment. So we don't really need to focus on those. But I do think we need to acknowledge that life can get really heavy and life can get hard and it can feel impossible. It can feel like there's just so much pressure and there's so much weighing on you that you just are not going to be able to make it. Last week was my birthday, and my family and I, my sister and her family, they asked me what I wanted to do for my birthday, and I really kind of just wanted to go hiking, but I was not feeling well enough to even think about going hiking. But I wanted to go spend some time out in nature. I just wanted to go be outside. So I said, you know what I really want to do? I really would like to just get some food and go take a picnic up the canyon and have a little picnic, spend some time outside. Which, first of all, I was kind of surprised at myself that I actually did, because usually I'm just kind of like, whatever. I don't like, even if I have something that I really want to do, I don't usually say it and make it about me. But I let it be about me. And so we drove up, we got sandwiches, and we drove up to this cute little park, partway up the canyon. And we had lunch. It was really kind of beautiful and perfect. There was a nice big picnic table that was completely shaded. So, of course, this was actually before the heat wave hit where I live. So it was actually really nice. Well, it was starting to hit, but it was really nice up the canyon because it's a thousand feet up. So we had lunch. We wandered around. There was a bunch of wildflowers in bloom, super pretty. And there's a little pond above it. We went up there. It was a really great little day. And then the last thing that we did is we drove up further up the mountain to what's called Cedar Breaks, and it's just this really pretty, it's a national monument up there. We only just went and saw a few things. We didn't do a lot of the hiking. It's about a 2-mile hike. We just went up to the lookout point and then came back. But the thing about it is when you go all the way up to the top, you go over the summit on the road, and it's 9,910 feet. Okay? And then you go up there, you turn off, and you go up probably at least another 200 or 300 feet. So I was okay going up. Now, I had been sick. My ears were a little bit in a weird place. You know how you are when you are having to blow your nose 18 times a day. And then we started coming, and they were okay. Then we came down. And to come down from that high, oh my goodness, on the way down, I thought my head was going to explode. It felt like the pressure just kept building and building in my ears. I was chewing gum. Nothing really helped. I felt like I was underwater, like I couldn't hear really what was going on. Couldn't hardly hear people in the car. It was really a miserable thing. And then later I did finally get my ears to pop. I think I might have popped an eardrum, but my ears hurt really, really bad for the next couple of days. And it just, even though like my birthday, that day was really great. We got home. My sister made me cheesecake. It was a great day. Did not change the fact that the day was great. But then the next couple of days got a little heavy. And this week has been a little heavy. And it kind of feels like that's how it feels sometimes. Is that just there's this pressure that keeps mounting and keeps adding to. Can't help but think of Encanto when the strong sister, can't remember, Luisa, I think, is the strong sister, that her song about pressure, under the surface, there's all these things going on. And I just wanted to maybe be a little bit encouraging about the pressure that you're feeling in your life and whatever it's about. I know that there's lots of pressure, and some of it we put on ourselves. Some of it happens just because we live in the world. And the world can be heavy and can add pressure. And I realize, the fact that there's this crazy heat wave going around the country doesn't help sometimes, because when you're hot and sticky, nothing seems good when you're hot and sticky. But I wanted to encourage you to keep going and to tell you that it's okay. It's okay to have those times when you feel like you're not going to make it through, when you feel like there is no way out, and just to feel defeated. It's okay to feel that way. It's even okay to sit with those feelings for a few minutes and spend some time really feeling them and then letting them go. I know that that's something I've talked about before, and I've really become a big believer in feeling what you feel, regardless of what it is. And so if you need a few minutes to sit down and feel defeated and be like, oh, this is just never going to happen, and let all of those unpleasant things, let them out of your head. Honestly, so this morning I got up and it was just kind of a struggle, and there was a bit of tension in the house. I don't really know why, but I came in and I sat down and I just wrote all of the things that were going on and all of the struggles that I was having, even struggles that I had not, I voiced in a way, struggles that I have never, ever let out of my head. I let them out this morning via my own little personal journaling practice. And I said, there's a lot going on. Feelings are running high, and I need to know what exactly I'm struggling with so that I can separate that from other people's feelings. And so I did. I spent like probably an hour in my room just typing away on my computer, letting out all of my frustrations, letting out all these things that I'm worried about, that I'm concerned about, and just kind of sitting in those feelings, I guess. Now, I'm not saying that you should stay in those feelings of defeat, in those feelings of being squished and all of those things, but ignoring feelings, ignoring how you feel doesn't make it go away. Ignoring how things are difficult doesn't make it any easier. So the thing to do, I feel like, is to spend some time feeling it. Like, let's be real, let's be honest, let's feel it. Let's spend some time feeling it, and then we can let it go. But if we don't feel it, if we don't acknowledge it, it doesn't go anywhere. It just sits there and waits. But I want you to know that you're not alone, that it's okay to not feel happy all the damn time, to not just be, oh, we gotta, just put a smile on our face and keep going and making it seem like things are okay. It's all right to feel how you feel, even if you feel shitty. And I know that maybe there's going to be times when life feels that way and you want to just curl up in a ball and do nothing. And maybe you do that for a while. It's okay to do that for a little while. Not to stay there forever and not to lose yourself in that. But it's okay to take a minute and feel it. And it's okay To also, on the flip side, it's okay to put those difficult things, those heavy things, those hard things, it's okay to put them aside for a little while and continue on with what you need to do. So last week was my birthday, and I was supposed to have my first draft of my book finished on my birthday. It was going to be my birthday present to myself, printing that off on my birthday. But my birthday came, and because of being sick last week, I wasn't quite there. I didn't have a lot to finish up, just kind of wasn't there. And I thought about that the morning of my birthday of like, oh, well, I could go finish this, or I could go have a fun day with my family and finish it later. And so I did that. I put it aside, and I was like, okay, it'll still be for my birthday. It'll still be within a week, and it'll be fine. Went and had the great day with my family, and then I came back, didn't get it printed until actually, I think it was Monday. Now, I found out that my friend had passed away. I found out on Sunday. And I spent some time feeling those feelings and all of that stuff. And then Monday, I got up. Maybe it was even Tuesday. I don't remember. But I got up and I was like, okay, we need to get this printed. I was terrified to print it. I don't know why, but I was terrified to do it. It was just scary. But I decided, okay, like I don't really have what I need to process this particular difficult thing. I know it's going to need some more attention and it's not going to go away. But I also have these goals that I'm working towards. So I took the heavy thing and all of the processing that is needed in the situation of my friend passing, and I kind of put it on the shelf. Not that I didn't hide it. I didn't try to bury it. I just set it aside. I said, I don't have what I need to deal with this at the moment. So I'm going to set you aside for now, and I will come back to you. And I used to think that was kind of like a cop-out, that was kind of hiding, maybe because I used to take it to another extreme of like I just shove it away and keep going with my stuff, and I didn't ever deal with it until it like fell off the shelf and hit me in the head. But I put it aside. I spent some time. I got my book ready, and then I hit print. And then because I can't figure out my printer, I had to like sort the pages, make sure, because they printed off one to like going up instead of backwards. Thought I figured it out. I didn't. Anyway, and got my book printed. But the point of all of that is to say it's okay to sit with your feelings and feel them. It's also okay to say, all right, I have things I have to accomplish. I have goals. I have responsibilities. I don't have time for this right now. I will come back to you a little later. And I would even encourage you to maybe set a time and a date to come back to those feelings, because putting off dealing with them only makes them more difficult to deal with later. So don't be afraid of the hard and the heavy, and don't beat yourself up for being human and feeling overwhelmed. Feel the feelings if you have time, if you're in a place that you can. If you're not in a place where you can, set them aside and come back to them. But through it all, I want you to know that you do have what it takes to get through this. You do have what it takes to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep working towards your dreams. Please don't give up on your dreams just because the world got heavy, just because things felt like they were falling apart. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your goals. You may have to adjust. You may have to take a little bit longer road than you really wanted to, but don't give up. Keep going, even if the world is heavy, even if it is super hot outside and it just feels like there's nothing to be done but curling up with an ice pack and a book. Know that you have what it takes, and that there are people rooting for you. There are people on your side, and people that understand what you're going through, because this week the world has been heavy. One last little thing. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and we got to the end of the conversation. It was about time she had to go, and I said, oh, well, there's probably this thing I should tell you, but I don't want to because it's bad news. She's like, oh, it's okay, just tell me. And so I told her about our friend passing, and she, of course, responded with, "Thank you for telling me." So don't hide from the heavy. It doesn't change it. It doesn't make it less when we hide from it. And she was a great example to me of that today, of just facing it head on or kind of sideways. You can do it though. Life gets heavy sometimes and life sucks sometimes and it's hard, but you can do hard things. And I need you to be brave enough to believe that you can still do hard things, even when it feels like when you don't feel like it in the moment. You can do hard things, my amazing, wonderful, beautiful friend. You can do hard things. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. I love you. I believe in you. And if you need somebody to hold that belief for you, I'm here for you. Remember that you are brave. Remember that you can do hard things. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks for listening, and if you enjoyed what you've heard today, please leave a review down below and share this with anyone that you feel like could use a little more brave in their life. And if you'd like to follow more of my journey to be brave, you can follow me on social media and link down below. Have a fantastic day, and don't forget to be brave.